Do you think it's good for America if the law came down hard, public, humiliating? It's out in the front. Everybody has to report it. You don't even have a choice to avoid it. Whether your name is Hannity, Tucker, or Don Lemon, or Cuomo, you have to report what's being said. Do you think it would be a good thing for America if one of these corrupt families was exposed publicly?
Yes, absolutely. No question about it. I think that we are a country that's ruled by laws, not by men. I'm certainly not a lawyer, so I'm not going to be able to talk about the specific code, but there's no question in my mind, if laws have been broken, charges need to be brought. But I would be even more sharp than that. I think it's the obligation of the media to be calling out powerful elected officials. And part of the reason that they don't do it is because they want access. If you run a particularly harsh story on Mitch McConnell or on Joe Biden, you're not going to get access to the sort of information that you might need to run your news organization. You also have the cultural phenomenon. I mean, the reason I think particularly the Washington Post, the New York Times, some of these network television programs don't want to do it is they're part of a social set in Washington, D.C. They're part of the establishment. And they don't want to call out somebody else in the establishment, whether it's a powerful senator or the president of the United States, for fear that they're going to be shunned the way you might have been shunned in middle school if you did something embarrassing. So I think social pressure is brought to bear. But the old muckraking journalism that we're used to thinking of, where it's deep expose on the finances of our elected officials, of the foreign ties of our elected officials, that used to be the kinds of stories that we would expect of, say, 60 Minutes in the 1970s or 1980s. Those days are gone. And we are missing a vigorous media that is holding our leaders into account. They are absent, and that means that we have to have other institutions. We need to have programs like this. We need to have organizations like mine. We need alternative sources of news media to hold them into account, because if they're not held into account, it's just going to become worse and worse and worse.